As part of next week's Coke Zero 400 at Daytona, Coke Zero is giving fans a chance to enjoy everything on every lap that ends in zero. For your chance to win on a Coke Zero lap, text TASTE to 26739 or visit CokeZeroLap.com. While we were away, Clint Bowyer, involved in that incident on track a few moments ago, came in and made a pit stop. So once again, go back and look at what happened. It was Ryan Newman into the back of Joey Logano, who slid down and caught the right front of Clint Bowyer. On board with Newman here.
You see him get right in the back of the 20 right there and just turn him straight.
And the thing is, don't forget, you're turning already. So when you get in the back of somebody like that, when you're kind of turning and arcing the car, you go straight down the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's almost a better shot of it right there from the camera from the 15 car.
Tough break for last week's winner, Chris.
Yeah, initially he came on the radio, said everything was okay, but after a lap or two, he started to say, thought the right front was going down, and we can see the right front here. The fender was definitely rubbing on this tire, and we've got a cut right here at the top of the tire. So Clint Bowyer made a good call. That tire wasn't going to make it too much longer.
And the graphic showed it. Bowyer 32nd now, 2 laps down to race leader Denny Hamlin. Hamlin out front by ½ a second over Jimmy Johnson. Brad Keselowski's been strong all night long. He's 3rd right now. Jeff Gordon continues to make progress with this racetrack. He's 4th. He went around Kyle Busch to get that position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 6th position. Martin Truex Jr. is 7th. Edwards, Harvick, and Allmendinger make up the top 10. And Hamlin now starting to put some distance between himself and Jimmy Johnson. Haven't talked a whole lot tonight about Greg Biffle. He's been in the top 5 in every mile-and-a-half race this year, including a victory at Texas earlier this season in this car. But Biffle right now 12th behind Ryan Newman, Matt.
And Greg Biffle completely shocked at how they're running tonight. Biffle said the car is absolutely all over the place. One lap, it's extremely tight. The other lap is just so loose, it's almost wrecking loose. Every stop, they have made significant adjustments. They just cannot seem to get the balance he's looking for.
Yeah, that makes for a long night when you can't make the car better. I mean, he sure has run good on mile-and-a-half racetracks prior to tonight.
How about 296 laps led? I guess in a way that speaks to how different Kentucky is in comparison to some of the other mile-and-a-half tracks.
Yeah. Tell you, a guy that just got the lucky dog, and now he's already up into the 14th spot as Casey Kane in that 5 car.
Yeah, how about this? He has a loose wheel, makes an unscheduled pit stop at lap 52, drops way back in the field, one of a number of cars a lap down, competes, gets the free pass, and here he comes. Looking good right now, Ralph.
Well, he's coming up pretty fast, but he's not handling the way he really would like to. He's still pretty loose, although he's closing in on Matt Kenseth right now and has a shot at picking off another car. But they're trying to get that car tightened up a little bit for him. They can just get him to the next stop.
Back to the top of the show. We talked about our Ram, no guts, no glory. Put Casey Kane in that category of drivers that needs to go out and get another win if he's going to make NASCAR's version of the playoffs. 175 laps completed, Kentucky. Denny Hamlin showing the way. Getting down to money time in the Quaker State 400 at Kentucky Speedway. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing for the 17th time in 2012. Kyle Busch dominated this race early, leading 116 laps. His teammate Denny Hamlin out front right now. He's led 50 circuits. Let's go through the field, presented by McDonald's. Here's Marty Snyder.
Adam Denny making it look easy on a Saturday night in Kentucky. It's a 3rd brand new car that Darian Grubb has built for the 11 team. The first 2 finished 2nd and 5th. They're hoping this one scores the 3rd win of the season. They've told him lift early, save fuel. Very close on one stop, about 15 laps. 2 stops, Matt.
Jimmy Johnson told me, Marty, that the guy he learned the most from when they came here a year ago during the test session was Kyle Busch. He followed his line, picked up a few nuances. He was 3rd here a year ago. Right now, he's just trying to save his rear tires. It feels like he's burning up those rear. The car a little bit more on the free side.
Matt Brad Keselowski told his guys, we cannot keep losing time on pit road. We've got to gain time, especially if it's a green flag stop. Paul Wolfe has also told Brad, save fuel as much as you can. They too very close to making it on one more stop, Matt.
Jeff Gordon runs fourth. It's all about wins for the 24 team. Right now they're planning to pit on lap 202. Gordon says the car has swung back to the free side into turn 1. Chris?
Kyle Busch still struggling with the 18 after he made contact with the wall. They've made track bar changes. They've made air pressure changes. He's saying everything they're doing to that car is just making it slower in the middle of the corner. Marty?
Chris Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting better here at the end of the run, but he doesn't like his car in the beginning of the run. Check out the radio.
What is going on, man? I got that wrong turn at the start. It just shatters the front real bad to the center for 3 quarters.
A little less complaining from Junior right now. He says just a little bit loose as he tries to track down Kyle Busch. Ralph?
Martin Truex has been hanging in the top 10 all night. He's running in 7th right now. The car a lot tighter this time, but it's also loose on the way into the corner, Martin.
Carl Edwards been hanging around the top 10 all evening long. In the back half of the top 10, running 8th right now. He says the car is just beating the nose off of it when it goes into turn 1 early in the run. He has dialed 2 rounds of rear brake in, Ralph.
Kevin Harvick wasn't exactly happy with the pit call last time around. This time they're going to put left side scuffs on the car. They're also going to go down on the track bar to help with the loose condition on the 29. He is running a 9th right now. Chris?
A.J. Allmendinger having a strong night, but he says the car a little bit loose over the bumps. And the other thing he's saying, these 2 tire stops are not working. He says next time they need to do 4 tires. The car is not good with 2. Matt?
Chris making big headway is Greg Biffle in the 16 over the past 6 or 7 laps. The car has started to come in. They made huge adjustments on the last stop, Marty. They reversed the track bar adjustment, air pressure, and they also pushed a spring rubber in the right rear of the car now, just a hair tight.
Matt, we talked about Ryan Newman apologizing to Joey Logano for making contact on the racetrack, but on that last stop, they're one of the first cars that took 4 tires, restarted 15th, has made his way up to 12th car, a little bit loose, Ralph.
Well, when it comes down to Casey Kane, he's put in one of the most impressive runs of the night. He had that issue early on with the wheel coming loose, and he has been fighting back all night long. The car, they put some wedge and even some tape on the car on the last pit stop, but the machine is still loose. Right behind him comes Matt Kenseth. This is a car that's been in and around the top 10 most of the night. Right now, it's tight in the middle. The biggest problem is he is bouncing all over this racetrack.
And problems right now for the race leader. Jimmy Johnson to the inside of Denny Hamlin put the 48 on the top of the scoreboard.
Boy, again, just drove down on the bottom.
Yes.
And passed it, which means his car is working really, really good.
I don't know if Denny might have missed a corner or something, because Denny appeared to be 8 or 10 car lengths in front of him. Within a couple of laps, the 48 caught him and pulled out and went around him.
Well, now he's got to deal with some of that dirty air we're talking about. So now that Jimmy Johnson's out front, it'll be interesting to see if he can just walk on him now.
We'll find out a little bit about Denny Hamlin here. And we alluded to it right from the drop of the green flag on this restart. Jimmy Johnson not going away. Finally, some 40 laps later, he makes it pay off. What's the story with the 11, Marty?
Well, remember, Adam, we told you in Through the Field, Darian Grubb has told Denny to save fuel. They're very close if they can make it on one more stop or not. So he's told Denny, roll out of it early, save me some fuel. So that's what is happening with Denny Hamlin. They're more trying to save fuel than anything else, Chris.
Well, the problems are getting worse for the 18 right now. Kyle Busch saying he thinks either a shock is broken or the rear sway bar is broken. He wanted to come to pit lane. Crew chief Dave Rogers telling him, I need you to stay out on the racetrack. We need to try and drive. Stay out there. If we come to pit lane, you're going to go back to like 30th. So let's try and drive through the problem and look for the next caution.
That's all from bouncing off the wall.
Yeah,
that was, you know, we saw how hard a shot that was, and he hit it with the right rear. That was the corner that took the brunt of it. So obviously there's something bent back there, or something doesn't feel right.
But look at this car bounce. When you can watch this, look at it bounce right there. It's bouncing a lot worse. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a bounce. That's not rigid. That's a bounce.
And I'm guessing he's talking about it on the radio. Let's listen in to Kyle Busch here.
Something's broke underneath the back. Reenter our pit box. Hey, Wesley, helmet on, get over the wall. When do you want it? If you know what it is, can I keep running? I have no clue what it is, bud. Feels like a shock broke off.
Wow, look at how that thing, I mean, and that's a call right now that driver's really going to have to make. You know, you're out there running. He's 2 miles per hour slower than what the leaders are running right now. We'll watch the hit he took earlier. You can see how hard the right rear.
Did you have the big right rear shock on it, or the small one? Big. Yeah. Shock broke.
Well, this is not surprising. If you look at recent history for Kyle Busch, 3 weeks in a row engine problems. An issue late last week at Sonoma. This would be the 5th consecutive week this team has had to deal with adversity. And remember, he's leading the wild card chase right now because of that win he had at Richmond back in the month of May.
Like I said, this is where, you know, like I said, drivers got to make the call because, you know, if you come in, you basically put yourself 5-10 laps down. If you can ride it out, you might still be able to salvage a finish.
Jimmie Johnson got the lead, and he's pulling away. 73 laps remain in the Bluegrass.